Happy Sibs weekend. Happy alumni basketball weekend. Really proud of our guys' effort tonight. Third game in 5 days. They were going through the same thing. And we knew it would be a tough challenge. That team plays really hard. They probably should have 3 wins, 4 wins. They've been in a lot of games, haven't been able to close them out, kind of like this one. But they continue to play hard, which we knew they would. I thought it was another awesome crowd, 7,588 people. Got loud in there, and great week for our guys.
What did you guys change up defensively? They had 17 points in 5 minutes. Obviously, that rate went down dramatically after that dead against Salvo.
Yeah, that first war, was 15-7. They were very comfortable, doing what they wanted to when they wanted to, and I thought they'd run their wheel play, go stagger, 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 run the shot clock down, and a lot of it was one-on-one. They had 4 assists at halftime. And give Norman a lot of credit. I mean, he's a really good player. And when you get in the zone and get a feel for what he did, he was good. And I thought second half our pressure picked up on the ball screen coverages. We tried to sit on his right hand a little bit more than we did in the first half, knowing he was going to go to his left step back, and got some stops when we needed to there late.
Is any part of you frustrated today? Things have been going so well in terms of getting big leads and playing with a big lead for big stretches of ball games. Today was a little more. Today was not that. Was any part of this frustrating?
Absolutely not.
A win's a win kind of deal.
A win's a win. And I think I always go back to this. Our guys, their preparation, their mindset, their focus, their maturity. I told them before the game, you're not playing a 4-18 team that's not won a game in the MAC. We knew they were going to come in and compete. They were desperate for a win. They've been playing, better lately, and we knew they were going to play hard. And I think our guys answered the bell. Halftime, we talked about, hey, we're going to be in a dogfight. We got to keep going, keep chipping away, and we extended that thing, I think, up to 14, 15 the second half later, and made some defensive plays down the stretch when we needed to.
How did you kind of adjust the guys? In the second half, you guys were 2 of 13 from 3. How did you kind of adjust them to kind of work around, I suppose, that?
Yeah, offensively, we wanted to come in, paint touches, post touches like we always do. 50 paint or post or paint touches or scores out of 77. You're gonna win a lot of games doing that. And I thought Jason was really good. I thought BVP missed some easy buckets. Obviously they missed one dunk, missed a layup. But even Mark driving in the paint, just collapses the defense. He's a really good finisher, and we wanted to continue to do that. I thought we got good looks. BVP was kind of similar this game that he was game 1 up there. I think he might have been 1 for 9 from 3. Got some good looks, but he scored down low when he needed to.
You're 19-3. That's the best start in program history through 22 games, and obviously most of the team you returned from last year's tournament. What makes them so special and make Ohio one of the big contenders in the MAC?
Yeah, I think it's awesome that our guys have done this. It wasn't our goal to have the best record in the history, but I think it's a really cool thing, for our university, for national publicity, for our guys to be able to talk about someday. But like I said, they've had the one-game mentality, preparing to win every single day. And I think that's the best thing about them is their maturity, their mindset, their focus on winning the next game, preparing for the next game. And we got a big one coming up on Tuesday, be fourth game in 8 days. Tomorrow we're going to give them off, just to kind of clear their minds, even though we got a quick turnaround again, because we've gone, I think, 7 straight days here of doing something.
Jeff, is there anything about the net rankings or the KenPom that maybe don't things about qualities about this team and the way they play that don't necessarily translate to those rankings?
Yeah, without breaking down all the analytics, which I saw KenPom is now doing a curling website. Did you read that article? Yeah, it's interesting. He was a meteorologist, then he got into doing analytics for basketball. Now he's doing one for curling. Kind of is a neat story. But, I think analytically, if you look at our team, we don't have those blowouts, where you're winning by 20 plus, making those jumps. But I think, we control what we can. We try to play the right way, win the right way. And, we can't figure out like, okay, we're up 20, we got to keep it up and win by 28. Hey, we got to do this, make more threes. So, I mean, we look at it from, our standpoint, maybe preparation. For other teams, their statistics, but, we don't really.
Do you think it's those, just the margin of victory that it's changed the way, in subtle ways maybe that you or other people, other coaches coach down the stretch where you're, maybe, if a game's in hand, that you're trying to build on the lead instead of just saying, okay, let's just get out of here with a win.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever coach like that, for a point spread or an analytics situation. Like we want to win the game. And I mean, I've gotten emails and letters before about that. And, we're going to coach the right way, play the right way. And ultimate goal is to win the game.
How do you approach because you're in the thick of it now, Jeff, your team is winning a regular season championship. Is that something that you value? Is that something that's less important given the fact the Mac's one big league and one bid league and it all comes down to the tournament in Cleveland? How do you I don't know, balance getting ready for the postseason and still fighting, competing, and trying to make sure you win a championship? Or maybe you don't care. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know who we play next week. I have no idea who we play the week after because I know we're going 3 on the road and one's a makeup game. But I think there's a lot of basketball left to be played. And, the thing with our group is they don't look too far ahead. Like I told you before, they prepare the right way. They're a focused group. When you start looking ahead, that's when you start losing. And, we always say we can't be comfortable, right? You can't be cool. We got to come in and prepare to win the game. And, if we keep winning, it's going to take care of itself. I mean, I'm not sure if you win out, how it's going to be tough to keep a team that's 20 whatever and 3 out. But we'll always control what we can. And, like I said, you could lose a game just as easily by not preparing or looking ahead. And, our guys have done a good job not doing that.
Are there some things from last season, whether it was, just pushing Illinois early in the season or, like beating Virginia and having a terrific season? Are there things that sort of carried over to this group? Because, I mean, the core is kind of the same, but there's some significant.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of turnover with, we lost 3 starters from last year's team. And I think if you take anything out of it, it's a confidence piece that, it can be done. But, going from last year to this year, we talked about it's a new process, it's a new journey, it's a completely different team. And you have some guys on the team that were a big part of last year's success. And then you're bringing some guys in, like Jason Carter, some of our freshmen, and Mark Sears' role is completely different. So our guys are a confident group. I think they can play and compete with anybody. I mean, we went into 2 raucous atmospheres, got down huge against LSU, came back, tied the game. Fighting Kentucky, great halftime score, tied the game, 12 minutes to go. We kind of ran out of gas that game. So they know they can compete. And it's a confident group, but not a cocky group.
I know you've appreciated what Jason has brought all season long defensively, but the fact that his age, his stage of his career, he's still able to go out and do things he hasn't done before. What do you think when you see, at age 24 or whatever it is, has a career high today for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's having fun playing basketball, which is, I think, a big reason why he came back here. He wanted to win. He wanted to play in the NCAA tournament. He wanted to have fun again. And, I enjoy him as a person. He's always in the office. His roommate is, our GA, and he's always around. He's a fun kid. He's a smart kid. He's been, through a lot of basketball games. And the best thing for me is just seeing him have fun. He's been a huge part of us being 19-3. We've done some things defensively with him that we probably wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And, he just gives you that inside-out presence along with Ben Vanderplas where it's a tough matchup. Do you put your 5-man on him? Well, he's driven those guys. You put your 4-man on him, post him up. So he's just added a big dimension to our team, both offensively and defensively, and in the locker room.
Was there a point this year where you knew for sure he was having fun again, or is that just kind of something you've seen every day, week to week, month to month with Jason?
No, it's tough to do what he did. I mean, he came in, he came in and knew really 2 people, I guess 3 if you count our GA, and one of them went to the NBA. So he's coming in here, and I think A.J. Clayton was in 6th grade watching him play, as a freshman. It's like, you expect him to come in with a USA Today, a cup of coffee, and some slippers every day. Just the old veteran. But, obviously winning helps things, but he's a big part of what we're doing. He's an integral part of what we're doing. And, he's got a lot of miles on those wheels, so we kind of treat him a little differently just from a, preparation standpoint. And we don't want to just pound. And he, like I said, he's been a big part of what we're doing.
Jeff, for those of us who aren't around, how did it come to be that he came back? Was that
Yeah, so when I got the job, I think it was kind of a wired deal already. He was, had 1 foot out, no matter who was going to be here as a coach. He had a really good game against Xavier, I think in November, that non-conference, and I'm sure he heard for 3 or 4 months, hey, if something happens, we'd love to have you. Because when he went to portal, their coach was on the campus the next day, and he committed the next day after that. And I told him, I said, look, I want to keep you. I'd love to coach you, but if you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, then leave. I said, we're going to win whether you're here or not. And I said, this place is too special. We're going to get it done. And he ended up leaving. And then we had some transfers out after, year 2. And, our GA came up to me and said, hey, would you be interested in, having Jason come back? And I said, well, I would. I have no ill will. But let me ask Jason Preston and Ben Vanderplas. I said, because he left those 2, he didn't leave me. And I went to those 2 and talked to them. And they said 100% he'll fit our culture. He'll be a huge benefit for us. And we had some really good conversation. It wasn't just a cut and dry thing. We talked probably 4 or 5 times. And I'm glad he decided to come back.
Is that something that you felt was necessary, that you had to really know that, because he left here once, that he was going to be all in, or to that
Yeah,
you
I
knew,
think
you knew what you were getting?
I think it was more our team, like those guys that were with him before. Then if they decided that they didn't want him, or he wouldn't fit our culture, then I probably wouldn't have taken him. But I'm glad that they said that. I'm glad we did. And I think he was at both of our NCAA tournament games. He was still friends with those guys, followed them, talked to them, texted them. Like I said, he and our GA lived together for 3 or 4 years. And him being at our NCAA tournament games, he wanted to win. He wanted to play in the NCAA tournament. And I think if you look at his experiences here, Jason might know a little better, but they were losing experiences. And he wanted to go find somewhere. And he was a 2-year starter at Xavier. Played the 3 for him. I think played 51 games or something like that. And played a completely different role there than he did before he left, and even now. And we had to kind of reprogram him, just mentally, just build his confidence back up. Look for his shot, look to score, and he's obviously today you saw that.
They had a 30-point score in Lamar Norman, and you guys still won by 13. What's that say that you can have an opponent who scores 30 points and still win by a sizable amount?
Yeah, I think our big keys going in were Hastings, White, and Norman. Those are kind of their big three guys. They scored 42 points a game. I think out of their 63 they averaged in MAC play. And we did a pretty good job on B.R. White, 1 for 11, 1 for 7. Didn't do a great job on Norman. And he's a good player. You're not going to hold everybody down, and we've seen other good players before and done a really good job on them. And I think for us, we have Mark Sears, Tommy Schmock, and Miles Brown, 3 really good on-ball defenders. And we're able to rotate those guys on. And, when you're a scorer and you get confident, everything's a little easier. He hit some tough shots. But I thought he missed some late that we got the rebounds and, made enough winning plays at the end. All right, thanks everyone for coming.
If you didn't see career high for Jason Carter with 27 today, what were the questions?
That was where I was going to start, Jason. And what does it say about you that even at age 30 or whatever you are, you're still able to go out there and get a career high on a given day?
Yeah, I mean, it's just all credit to my teammates. They were getting me the ball when I was open. And, you know, that second half stretch, you know, just put my head down and, you know, it was just really aggressive. And, again, just got great teammates that allows me to get open and get those shots.
About the last 3 weeks, you've been really efficient scoring on the block, and there's a lot of areas around the block that go into that. Do you feel like you're winning every one-on-one matchup down low at this point, the way the last few weeks have gone for you?
Yeah, I mean, every single night, like, I look at my matchup, see what I can do, and, you know, I've worked hard with the coaches to get better in that area because my efficiency wasn't great where I wanted it to be, and, you know, I've been watching a lot of film with Coach Barlow and all the other coaches, and, you know, also my teammates are getting me the ball in great spots, and, you know, Mark's one of them.
A 19-3 record, I think that's the best start through 22 games in program history. What makes this group of guys so special to you?
Definitely, we talk about it a lot, just our ability to just stay focused on one game at a time. You know I talk about younger me, I would have been focused on, gosh, we can't screw this up. We got a really good season going on that, but we have a really good group of guys that are just focused on winning the game at hand, and that was tonight. And then we got another week stretch up here with 3 games, but we're going to focus on the next one.
What does it kind of say for you guys being able to win by 13 points, even though you guys kind of struggled in the second half with 3-pointers?
You know, they came out with great energy in the first half, and we knew that, but the second half we had really locked in, and our defense really helped us get this lead.
Did it kind of catch you guys off guard when you kind of came out swinging in the first half, nailing down those 3-pointers?
Not really. Coach always tells us we're going to get our best shot at every opponent, so we knew that coming in. We just didn't really show it the first 5 minutes of the game.
That first game against Western Michigan back on New Year's Day, you guys were kind of in a slog with them too. Was it kind of familiar for you guys? Like you guys expected this? Did you guys kind of anticipate this going in?
Yes, we kind of expected them because they're you know, desperate for a win, so we knew this was going to come.
Do you feel like, I mean, you guys in Toledo have had really excellent seasons and you know, really only lost to top teams, and yet you're not really necessarily rated too high. Do you sort of feel like this is a one-bid league, and that, you know, the two of you guys is just going to come down to who wins the conference tournament?
I mean, that's not up to us to decide that, but I mean, in the history, it's been a one-bid league. I mean, we hope and pray that, you know, it becomes a 2-bid league, but, you know, we're just focused on one game at a time and, you know, doing whatever it takes.
How much did what this group went through last year, and just, you know, in the tournament, how much does that sort of I don't know, give you confidence that you can play at that level, and, you know, I mean, with the record you have, you kind of belong?
Yeah. I mean, this year it's a whole new brand. It's a whole new team, so I feel like we're really dangerous. You know, we can X1 through 5 with the bigs. The bigs can guard the guards. So I feel like with our defense alone, we can make a deep run.
Did both of you guys, you know, Mark, you were the understudy last year. Jason, you were elsewhere last year. Does any part of you guys feel not relieved but thankful or appreciative that you're kind of able to carve your own lane this year? You know, given the record, the way you guys have started this year, does any part of you take pride or ownership in that? That yeah, last year was great, but we're continuing to push this thing forward.
I mean, for me personally, like, obviously I wasn't part of that team last year. I was elsewhere, but, you know, I've just been focused on this season, enjoying every moment and enjoying it with these guys, and we've done a great job of that, and I think all of us are on the same page. We've been really focused, and yeah.
What about you, Mark? Everyone knew about Jason Preston last year, and you've kind of made them forget him to a degree, so to speak. But what's that been like for you to be at the forefront of a team that's had to kind of start?
I was just ready when the opportunity was given to me. I knew I had to be ready. I know I still have big shoes to fill, but I'm not worried about that. I'm just taking it one game at a time with these guys.
Were you guys aware Toledo lost last night?
Yes, we were. It was kind of pumping there because I was, it was definitely watching it in the group chat.
Jason, I know you mentioned it a little earlier, but can you kind of break down that first 5 minutes in the second half? For me, Ohio scored 12 points, 10 of those came off of you. Like you said, you played it a little aggressive. Can you kind of break it down a little bit for me, what kind of spurred it, I suppose?
Just I think it was our play calling, and then, I was just being real aggressive, knowing where I want to get the ball at. And, my teammates found me. I know Ben found me in the corner for a 3. Mark was feeding me in the post. And then, I had the one where I just took it coast to coast, and that was just picking my spots, being aggressive, and, just being locked in, and, yeah.
So in the first half, they shot 58.3 from the field. In the second half, they shot 30. What's that say about you guys' defense in the second half?
I say we were focused on their three-point shooting because Coach told us before the game that they really get their shots up from the 3, but he said they will shoot it bad. They do shoot a bad percentage, so we really focused on that, just making every shot a hard shot for them.
Yeah, and definitely just amping up our pressure. They were pretty comfortable, to start out. And like we talked about that, made some adjustments, and, they got some good players. So it's like they're going to hit shots, and like we always talk about, we're going to get their best shot.
Jason, I was just wondering, this doesn't have anything to do with this game, but can you go back when you guys played Kentucky of just what it was like to defend Oscar Tshiebwe, and to sort of try to keep him off the glass?
I mean, yeah, he's a beast. Every single time that ball was going on the glass, even when I was boxing him out and everything, he just has a knack for the ball, and he's nonstop. But yeah, he's really good.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.